Zvisinei mhuri yeZimbabwe ndichikuchingamidzai kumativi mana ese zvawenyika kwamungadaro makateerera. Thank you so much for choosing Zimnet Radio and also listening on the show. I feel privileged to be here every Thursday to anchor this show because of your support out there. Thank you for that. Last week we were talking, in fact rather discussing the imminent bond notes introduction, and I'm told that today Zvanzizo akuzobuda muna November, but I haven't got the exact date paachanyazotanga kunzi mabond notes akusenza. All I had zvataurwa nawamangudya this afternoon vari kutiwo November the bond notes should be in circulation. Zvisinei ndakaona nezuro vanhu vakunditumira mavideos kunoku zvichinzi DJ mazvionawo here zvaitika kuparliament nhasi. Zvanzi izvo MP of Udiriro constituency Costa Machingauta vakanga vapinda muparliament vakapfeka bhachi ravo rine mifananidzo yeflag yeZimbabwe, and consequently vakabva vanzi ivo vabude muparliament nekuti bhachi ravakanga vakapfeka haribvumidzwi kuti ripfekwe muparliament imomo. He was asked to leave. To that he refused. He said he's not going out. This is just I'm being patriotic. Ndine bhachi rangu rine macolors eZimbabwe and all that. But to his surprise, Mapurisa were drafted in, and Mapurisa, they muscled him out. But actually, in the process of doing that, the whole chaos which broke out, kune mashoko akubuda now that some of the police there, they were wakanga they right zvinonetsa kutaura, but vari kunzi ivo vakanga vari kubata vanhukadzi zvisina kunge zvakarurama imomomo pavakanga during that fracas yakanga iri kuitika. But anyhow, the question is, why did this happen? Simply wearing a brazier in a colors eZimbabwe, does that constitute to all that violence that broke kuti mapurisa angabva adaidzwe kunzi azouye kuzoita manhandle this MP kuti abude muparliament? Pane imwe nyaya iri very very important that I've been asked kuti tibhuye nezvayo muzuva ranhasi, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure kuti vadare vauya and then we hear their thoughts on the disturbances that happened in parliament, and then after that then I will introduce a very very important issue that one of my listeners have raised here in terms of politics in Zimbabwe, and also trying to think what can we do to change, because what we've got at the moment isn't working. Can we go plan B? Have we got plan B? A little bit of plan B of what actually we can do there in Zimbabwe to try and rectify our situation. Zvisinei regai ndione kuti vadare vangu ndingaunganidza vadare vangu here tikwanise kubhuya, but ndisati ndadaro Zimbabwe regai ndikuyeuchidzei zvakare kuti tine app yedu pano paZimnet Radio. I know that a few last few weeks yakanga isikuita, but now it is up and running. So if you have got these smartphones and tablets and all that, you can just download our app. Mukaenda pa App Store, mo download Zimnet Radio, and all on that app paine zvese, and you can actually get some messages as well of upcoming shows. And also if a DJ is not coming, munotogona kutoudzwa ipapo kuti nhasi hakuna chakafukidza, nhasi hakuna men's corner, zvazodai and all the like. And also ipapo pane everything that you want concerning Zimnet Radio. My telephone numbers edu, my podcast, past shows dzinenge dzaitwa. If I know that people are busy in diaspora, maybe sometimes you are busy, and you didn't manage to listen to a particular show that you really want to listen to, what we are doing now, we are posting it there as well per podcast, so you can get all those things there, and also you can meet your DJs there. Pictures are there and where they reside and their contact details and the like. Kana muri ku United Kingdom, namba dzedu dzekutibata kuno kuma studio 0208144366. That's 0208144366. If you are in USA and Canada, munogona kutibata ku 1214736362. That's 1214736362. You can get in touch with us there as well. Then tofamba takadaro. My phone lines will be open in exactly 5 minutes. So if you do want to get in touch, you can get in touch and share your thought on what happened in Parliament yesterday.
This is a disclaimer. The opinions expressed by contributors during radio call-in shows are solely those of the individual callers and do not reflect the opinions of Zimnet Radio, DJs, presenters, managers or administration. Listeners are encouraged and advised to seek the services of qualified professionals for their personal problems.
In touch with the best online station, Zimnet Radio.
This name, right, this name, Sally, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, DJ Sodza.
How are you there in South?
Okay. Oh, I've got a special thing to do.
Yes.
Okay. To all the Zimbabwean Uber taxi drivers here in Cape Town, thank you very much. You guys are doing a fantastic job.
Oh gosh. Sally, what's all this about taxi drivers?
They are the best Uber drivers in the world.
Okay.
They're so, no, but they, Zimbabwean, doesn't matter where he is in the world, okay? They're friendly. They enjoy being with people. They're helpful. They're courteous. They've got the world's best manners. They are so well educated. Okay, they speak so nicely. I mean, seriously, it doesn't matter where a Zimbabwean is or what job they are in. They have always got a smile. They have always got a nice word. They're always helpful. Come on, guys, we've got something to be proud of.
That's very nice. That's very nice. Thank you so much, Sally, for that. Mukoma Wilbeti, how are you?
I'm okay, man. How are you?
I'm not too bad at all. How is UK treating you?
Not too bad. Did you go to the thing on last weekend?
Unfortunately, not.
Oh, right.
Unfortunately, didn't manage it. Things came up.
I know. Some things do come up.
Yeah. How are you? Anyway, thank you. Right, Chief Soshe.
That's Zima.
Okay, thank you, Chief Soshe. Mkoma tichi kuriseko kuguta guru re London. Aiwa, zvinofadza. Mahita aone here kuLondon. You see, I every year I always mark a date that I first put the heaters on. End of September, October, and all that kind of stuff. So I put mine last week actually for the first time here.
I've been putting them on and off since September.
Thank you so much. Chief Soshe, how are you there in America?
No, we are fine, DJ. We are fine. ndokwazisa mhuri yezimbabwe ndokwazisa vose vari pachirongwa nokutendai nebasa guru ramuri kuita.
Aiwa, it's quite good to have you here, quite nice to have you here on the show as well. Now, regain tange nemi mukoma Wilbert there. You were listening when I was talking?
Yes, I heard you.
Yes, and you saw what happened in Parliament yesterday?
I saw, yeah. I think, to me, I actually read the story and I was just disappointed. You know, the country is facing serious economic problems. You know, and we are talking of people dying, hospitals not getting drugs, and yet parliamentarians who are supposed to be the ones discussing the burning national issues spend time talking about something like, so trivial, like, oh, you shouldn't be wearing those colors in your jacket.
Yeah.
You know, okay, if you are smart, you are smart. If you are not smart, they should have a dress code, and the guys at the door should be able to say, you don't meet the dress code. You know, I think it is a pity, really, that you know, the country is in serious trouble, and we, you know, the decision makers are twiddling their thumbs. I was disappointed with that.
Very disappointed, Mkoma Wilbert. Thank you so much. Mkoma Teach, you saw what happened yesterday?
Yes.
And what did you make of that?
I think it was a disgrace by the police and whoever handles security in Parliament.
In what way?
Well, to look at it from a simple point, the legislature is the highest law-making authority in the country, higher than the president. So at the end of the day, it's a place that is deemed to be immune from any prosecutorial type of behavior or arrest or whatever, unless there was a fight. If it was about a dress code, parliamentary rules and regulations should be invoked by the Speaker. But it would seem that a partisan position was taken by the House to evict an MDC member because they were wearing the flag because of the phenomenon of this flag campaign. It's not as simple as Mkoma Wilbert said. Whilst I appreciate it in terms of pressing issues that are there, those pressing issues cannot be addressed currently because this government doesn't have the capacity to deal with that, hence the diversion to want to concentrate on trivial matters. But having said that is not a trivial matter, because we are talking about people being denied the right to enjoy the pride of showing off the national flag. Why is the national flag such an issue? Why can't we go around showing off our national flag like all other countries of the world do? That shows a great disrespect of our fundamental freedoms. Seriously. One who is proudly wearing national flag in the national august house that is there to make laws is denied and harangued and dragged like a criminal from the legislature. He hasn't fought anybody. I can understand if there was the issue to do with Bennett. And even when Bennett beat up ministers, he was not dragged like that. He was subjected to proper procedural parliamentary rules and regulations. Why is it that an MDC member is wearing that? There's something seriously amiss there. Because they didn't go there to fight with anybody. They went there dressed in the way that they felt comfortable in and proud of their national colors. Why should that become such a big hullabaloo as was made out? I think that the government has got its priorities twisted, especially to see them egging on the police to do that and having a few punches thrown in for good measure in Parliament. Here's an opportunity for the opposition to take a position that there is need for reform. But if behavior of that nature by the security services gets to a point that they interfere with legislative issues, we've seen parliamentarians in other countries actually exchanging blows. No police come and drag one side is screaming and kicking. It doesn't happen. We've seen people in this country, in Britain, being ordered out of the house. You haven't seen the police come in screaming and kicking. You know? So I think it's a real big deal to look at the basis of why we are in that position. There is an underlying element that has resulted in the country having our legislators behaving that way.
Not behaving that way. All right, Nkoma teacher, I'll come back to you in a minute. I've got a few questions, but I just want to give others opportunity to comment or to say what they felt about what happened yesterday. Chief Soshe, did you see the disturbing video?
No, I saw it, and
and what's your take? What's your take on this? This is a non-issue.
No, it's disgusting. You know, it's an issue, but it's disgusting. It's embarrassing. It puts our country down. We had people whose houses were being bulldozed by bulldozers. We now have homeless people there. You know, those are issues that should be discussed in Parliament. Those are issues that we want to see discourse coming in Parliament. Our parliamentarians, you know, haggling each other about issues that affect the Zimbabwean people, issues of bread and butter, you know. But now we are in Parliament, we are being entertained, we are seeing people fighting over a dress code, fighting over, you know, what someone is wearing. Obviously, there is a dress code in Parliament, in our Parliament, and it says you have to be, you know, smart, wearing a jacket and tie, and he conformed to that. Everything he was wearing was conforming to that dress code. So there was no reason why those security officers reacted in the manner that they reacted. You know, I think they were just being overzealous, and that should be condemned by, you know, the strongest of all means. We cannot have our Parliament reduced to that. It's anyone's basic human right to wear what they want as long as they are conforming with the dress code. And he was conforming with the dress code. So why have all that commotion? And besides, it's an august house. We cannot have, police officers are not even supposed to gain entrance in there. They are not even supposed to get in there. And we have police officers coming to harass people and end up, you know, there's the lady parliamentarian who is now claiming that she was mishandled, you know. And all that was happening because some security officers became overzealous. It was not supposed to be, you know, an issue, but now it's an issue. And the parliamentarians have to come together, you know, and confront it. It can because if they allow it to just go like that and then they make it a non-issue, it means next time we can even have the army in the Parliament, and we cannot have that. It's an issue that has to be addressed.
And that has to be addressed. Mashoshe, you're saying that pane dress code iripo. I'm told dress code is smart, with a badge, in a tie, and all that. But this guy had all that. So they should specify kuti unovana kuya wakapfeka color yakuti yemabacha. Is that what you're saying? If they're gonna go that way?
No, I mean that's what I was saying. That the dress code is already there, and this parliamentarian was conforming with all what is on the dress code. That you must be smart and you must have a jacket and a tie, and he had all that. That's why I'm saying it was just those overzealous security officers who overreacted. They were not supposed even to stop him because he was smart, he was dressed well, he was conforming with the dress code. There is no way in our constitution where it comes down to the color of the suit you are wearing. It's not there, and it's surprising because in all the other countries, it's a show of pride to be seen wearing your country or your national colors. It should be. It should make everyone proud. Even the president should be proud that people want to be seen wearing national colors. It's only in Zimbabwe where you can get arrested for wearing national colors.
Okay. Thank you so much, Chief Soshe. Sally, you saw what happened in Parliament yesterday. What are your thoughts on that?
I thought Julius Malema had gone to Zimbabwe. Because that happens in South African Parliament every single time.
Do the police come in and harass and
Yes,
grab him and drag him
there's
out?
big performances about it. And I mean, I think I posted a video, for you guys to see where they were dragging out the EFF guys, I mean, it's chaos. So I thought Julius Malema had infiltrated in the Zimbabwe Parliament. Listen, that whole thing was disgusting, shameful, And you know what hurt me more than anything was afterwards, because there was a video for the after the guy had been removed and everything, seeing those women sitting crying, because the cops, they said the ZRP had sexually abused them, whatever that means. I mean,
that's what I'm hearing now. People saying, Sodza, did you hear that actually those police did mishandle the women there, and they were touching where they shouldn't be touching?
Listen, they weren't young women. These were tetes, I mean, they were elderly women, and they sitting there crying, and nobody was taking any notice. I mean, it's completely and utterly disgraceful. The guy, there was nothing wrong with it, with how he was dressed. He wasn't breaking any dress code. He had a suit and a tie on, The jacket happened to be the Zimbabwean flag. So, MDC are not allowed to wear Zimbabwean flag. Only ZANU-PF. I mean, the thing was absolutely disgusting. And to see
we have listened to better news. We have seen better things. We've been to it all. Zimnet Radio, all the way.
Grabbing and pulling and busting each other to get the guy out. I mean, it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And to think that a flag, the flag of your country, belongs to each and every citizen. It doesn't belong to a government. It belongs to the citizens of the country. So now MDC are not citizens of the country, therefore they can't wear wear a piece of clothing, that is the flag. I mean, that's disgusting. I mean, what is ZANU-PF trying to prove? Have they got nothing better to do? Are they that childish and that desperate, that you are going to attack a man and remove him from Parliament, because of what? Because he was wearing your country flag? And then you see the woman there, elderly woman, crying because the police have manhandled them. I mean, come on, where's the respect for human beings? They have respect for nobody.
Right. They've got no respect for nobody. I've got a question that I want to ask you guys, everyone there. But what I need to do is to just go on a small break, a short break rather, 30 seconds.
This is a disclaimer. The opinions expressed by contributors during radio call-in shows are solely those of the individual callers and do not reflect the opinions of Zimnet Radio, DJs, presenters, managers or administration. Listeners are encouraged and advised to seek the services of qualified professionals for their personal problems.
In touch with the best online station, Zimnet Radio.
Make the whole world know about your business. Advertise with Zimnet Radio. Email marketing@zimnetradio.com.
It is a Thursday, and you know what that means. It's a men's corner show with yours truly, DJ Sodza.
Join DJ Sodza. DJ Sodza. And his informative team. Live every Thursday at 9 p.m. UK time. Discussing Zimbabwean politics.
Timuza imuweza wedu weZimbabwe kuvira kuvata mbezi kusvika papo navakungamiri.
Ndo zvazvinoita ukaona ndofunga manakidzwa nenational anthem yaimbwa. Interesting indeed. Anyway, Zimbabwe, if you are just joining us, we are on air here. This is Zimnet Radio, and we are just discussing the chaos that happened in Parliament in Harare there yesterday, where an MDC, a member of Parliament for Budiriro, was basically manhandled out of Parliament simply because he was wearing a blazer that was, with the Zimbabwean colors, that was deemed inappropriate, and hence the police were summoned in to take him out. They first asked him to leave, but I think he stood his ground, and police were drafted in and manhandled him out. We are just asking the panel here what they thought about it. If you're out there and you want to participate, or you've got anything you want to say about this, please do give us a call. Mukoma Wilbert.
Yes, sir.
Is someone laughing there? What's going on there? Muripa public.
They are quiet now.
They are quiet now. Okay, all right. That's fine. Okay. Now, I've got a question here. Sally, if I may ask you a very simple question, then I'll ask another question. If this MDC member of Parliament was a ZANU-PF member, do you think they would have dragged him out? Wearing exactly the same?
No, nothing would have been said.
Nothing would have been said. Mukoma Wilbert.
I don't think so anyway.
You don't think so anyway. Mukoma Wilbert, if Costa Machingauta was a member of ZANU-PF, do you think this would have happened?
I don't think so. I think it's obvious that the way our government is run, it's which party belong to, and it was meant to humiliate him. But I think my only complaint here is that he should have known the ZANU-PF will make a big a mountain out of a molehill of it, and those are the things that the opposition should avoid. We've got important things to discuss. We've got important national issues to thrash out. And and those little provocative things like that, what purpose is it serving? Who is he trying to entertain there? What was he trying to demonstrate? That is what I can't understand.
Oh, so you thought that was pity?
No, I think honestly, MDC they need also to have the focus. They realize that ZANU-PF will go out of their way to try to humiliate Nenkiri MDC members of Parliament, and for somebody to make, even when he was told he should walk out, he should have walked out, and not Nenkiri disrupt
trying
Parliament,
to resist it.
Parliament is being disrupted all the time. That is what I can't understand. MDC need to focus on the big issues here.
Okay, all right. Thank you. But wouldn't that be the fact that he stand his ground and he is a patriot? He should be allowed to wear to be proud with the Zimbabwean flag. The fact that he should we deny him that opportunity simply because we are dealing with ZANU-PF? That might be seen as provocative. Is it not kuita fanga unge imbwa yaya kungoisamuswe pakati pemakumba apa kutya?
No, in this particular case, my argument would be when Parenyatwa is stopping carrying out operations and people are dying, those are the issues surely that the opposition should be standing their ground and saying we need to do something about this. People are dying unnecessarily. Those are the issues that the ordinary person is feeling in Zimbabwe. When unemployment is soared to 90% plus, that is the issue that every school leaver now, if there's somebody listening to us now, they will prick up their ears and say, that affects me. I've been unemployed for so long, and that issue, yes, it is an issue, but surely, as a member of parliament, the only member of parliament that I can count on, the opposition member of parliament, those are the issues that they should be raising. And not
all right, Mkoma.
Issue of dressing. I honestly think that is not important.
That is a petty issue. Okay, thank you so much, Mkoma. Mkoma Tichi, if Costa was a member of ZANU-PF, would this have happened? Right. Mkoma Tichi, Chief Sose.
Yeah, definitely this would not have happened. I mean, it only happened because it was done by someone from the opposition. And it's unfortunate that Mkoma Benford is now blaming the victim. That MP didn't do anything wrong. He woke up and he dressed up for parliament. And he showed up for parliament dressed in the dress code that is permitted. And there is nothing wrong with that. And there is no way we can even blame him because he was just dressed the way every MP should be dressed. And the fact that he was wearing the Zimbabwean flag is neither here nor there, because there is no way in the constitution or anywhere in the parliament rules that says he mustn't be wearing that. So for us to blame him instead of blaming the real people who caused the problem, it's very unfair and very unfortunate. And talking about Mkoma Benford, there's something that I really wanted to raise about, something that he said last week. And maybe you'll give me a few minutes at the end. Hello?
No, it's Wilbert.
It's Wilbert.
Mkoma Wilbert. Sorry, yeah. And the only reason why I'm referring to it is because it's a dangerous statement that he made, and it's something that has to be corrected. So I think I'll get time at the end of the program and mention it, because we cannot have the people of Zimbabwe being misled like that.
What's the statement that he said last week?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry to say it's a little bit reckless, because you said you had asked something about Jonathan Moyo, and then his response was ZANU-PF is imploding. It's a very good sign that ZANU-PF is imploding. That's not true. ZANU-PF is not imploding. In fact, ZANU-PF is at its strongest. And we are here where we are today because of statements like those and because of thinking like that. We did it in 2008, we did it in 2013. People were singing songs, ZANU-PF Yaora, ZANU-PF Yaora. And then we don't do what we are supposed to do. We don't prepare as much as we are supposed to do. We don't do the things that we are supposed to do because we'll be thinking ZANU-PF is gone. There are problems in ZANU-PF. There's a lot of infighting in ZANU-PF. But that's not it. When it matters most, ZANU-PF will always regroup and fight the opposition and win, and then go back to their evil ways. So for us to go on national radio and say ZANU-PF is imploding, we are just giving ourselves a very false sense of hope. And we shouldn't do that, because ZANU-PF is alive, ZANU-PF is there, and in 2018, if we don't prepare, ZANU-PF will romp to victory. If there is anything that is imploding right now, is the opposition, because we don't know what's happening, we don't know whom we are going to vote for, and if we go to the 2018 elections as a divided opposition, we are done, and ZANU-PF will just romp to victory and they will win. Even if they don't even need to rig those elections. If we are not united, we are going to lose those elections. Okay. So ZANU-PF is strong. Mkoma Benford, it's not imploding.
Yeah. Mkoma Wilbert, Mkoma Benford is absolutely
Mkoma Wilbert, sorry, I always confused. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, Mkoma Benford is furious now on the background that I'm hearing my name there. So Mkoma Benford, sorry, it's not you.
About that, I apologize.
Okay, right. Thank you, Chief. Mkoma Tapson. Muri say.
Ah,
long time. Muri apa
handiri penyu ndara ndichipora ndichiteerera pamwe ndisina shungu dzekutaura pamwe ndisina mari yekufona zvinonetsa
zvinonetsa kazvimudiaspora izvi. Anyway, mukoma, makazviona zvakaitika kuparliament nezuro. What's your take on that?
ini zvangu maonero angu, in fact ndandichingoteerera sandaida kungopokana nemaonero aita vamwe vanhu. Maonero angu ini hapana zvandingaona zvangu asi kupokana nevamwe vanhu. Maonero angu ndeyekuti maactions akafanana naaya kusanganisa nevamwe mukoma wanga varipo nhasi vanga vakazvisunga necheni yaya,
yes,
anoita kuti vamwe vanhu vose vanyatsoona kuti tiudzira nemabhanditi. Nokuti maitiro anoita ZANU-PF ndeyekuti ukati netsei nokupa chibhakera mbija, ukati netsei maningi nokupa chibhakera chikuru, ukanetsa chitereki nokupa zvibhakera 2 nebhutsu, ukaramba uchinetsa zvibhakera 2 bhutsu plus head uchiramba uchidaro. Saka for a long time vanhu vezimbabwe hatina kumboziva kuti ZANU yakaipa, nekuti paita vanhu vashoma vanoti netsei vobva vangopuwawo mutongo unoenderana nekunetsa kwavaita zvobva zvati zii. But patasvika izvezvizvika ndepekuti vanhu vakawanda vaakustrecha maboundaries ayo, and ZANU-PF iri kustrechawo maboundaries ayo eudzvanyiriri. Saka mukaona kuti mapolitical activists akaita zvokudhisapiswa zvachose, before itaidza mara tinonge tamboita munhu akafanana naye. Vanhu vazhinji vaita kana kuti vanosungwa for some time vorohwa, but hatinonge tamboitawo munhu anofa anoenda paAfrica Unity Square every day akabata placard itaura kuti mugari must go. Saka with every action inenge ichibva kune vanhu vanopoza ZANU inobva yawedzerawo kuti mhinduro dzayo nemasimba. Zvaitika nhasi zvezve, really the fact ndeyekuti vanhu vaona kuti ZANU yakupenga kana kuti ZANU is people, what lengths are they prepared to go to suppress any opposition voice munyika. Now tatarisa ipapa vatoti, alright, is it good or is it bad? Because that's the next thing. Does it benefit anyone or it doesn't benefit anyone? In my view, inenika zvinoita kuti vanhu vakawanda vanyatsoona kuti izvizvi takasungwa, like muchinda anga aripo nhasi akasungwa necheni. It opens our eyes for everyone, and we want all the people to open their eyes because vakavhurika maziso, then they decide to be quiet, and that's a different thing. But kana vanga vari quiet because maziso avo havana kuvhurika, that's a different scenario. So we want as many people to have their eyes open so that hopefully one day we can all come together tinyatsoona kuti vanatudzana vaya matsotsi. Ndomaonera rangu. Saka I think it's good inini, I think it's very good, and ndotowedzere zvangu because since parita kunge pasina vanhu vakawanda sere vari kuholda andisinyatsoziva zvangu, but there's a school of thought yekuti munhu akafanana naJonathan Moyo ari kuita research yake yaanoda kuzoburitsa achinyatsotaura kuti kuuraya nyika kunoitwa sei nemadictator. Mukatarisa mapolicies akauyiswa naJonathan Moyo achiri kutanga akafanana naPOSA neimwe yakazouya yenzi AIPA, Access to Information and Protection Equity Act, yainzi nazvobvo achiri kupona. We need to try and put a human face to this bill. Munoona kuti zvinhu zvakadaro izvizvi kana theory yaJonathan Moyo yekuti ari kuita PhD yake kana kuti he's trying to destroy ZANU from within, zvakadaro izvi, it's another level of trying to make people open their eyes. But if you keep quiet, you continue to tremble on your right until you have to open your eyes. So in some ways, there are two different ways of going about the same, reaching the same target. One way is you do it from ZANU-PF, uchinyatsojanyirira vanhu chaizvo kusvika vadzvanyirirwa zvokuti dzimba dzavo munovapa mastendi, mapedza kuti vake mastendi pavanenge vakusvika kurufu level paipai mubva mapwanya moti muramba tsvina, munovapa minda pavanenge vati garei moti ibvai panapa pape masheka. It's one direction. The other direction ndeyekuti munoita vanhu vari dedicated vanoenda mustreet every day achidemonstrate. So in many ways I think both actions zvichavhura vanhu maziso because it's not surprising kuti na vanhu vachimusapota ZANU-PF nokuti variko even patotaura panapa tinotodzi vanhu vachitaura kuti varisapota ZANU-PF but even Jona Motara Moita yakataura kuti usati wafunga kuti mwana anoti Christmas Santa Claus hakuna Santa Claus. Think about an adult who thinks that the future is in Robert Mugabe. The same way, think about an adult who thinks that the future is in ZANU-PF.
Okay, Mukoma Thompson, thank you so much. Mukoma Tichi, magadzirisa here studio dzenyu.
Amen. Makunzwa.
Takunzwa iko mama ita sei?
Amen.
Muri kunyaya kubata-bata.
Mandipanya iko.
Muri kunyaya kubata-bata zvinhu zvakawanda ikoko. You have to settle down, relax, have a pint of beer and talk to us.
Yes, man.
As long as you don't drink too much, it's fine.
Stay away from the Irish milk, okay?
Anyway, Mukoma Tichi ndandoda kubvunza kuti if dai Mukoma Costa vanga vari munhu weZANU-PF vangadai vakapinda mudambudziko ravakapinda here nezuro.
No, dai vari munhu weZANU-PF you didn't even have won the flag, especially given kuti kune this flag campaign.
Okay.
So the truth of the matter ndeyekuti havaipinda mudambudziko zvaitohailiwa as national pride.
Right.
Not this flag campaign. The only reason why the NDC legislator was howled out is because he was coming to emphasize this flag in Parliament. As far as ZANU-PF is concerned, that's what it was. It's got nothing to do with any dress code or nonsense. If you look at Mugabe's dinner where tables cost 100,000, people are that you can come in African attire. I don't know what that exactly means, but it says smart casual, no techies, no trainers, no jeans, but African attire is allowed. So I'm expecting Nigerians and other types to come there. So now if you think about it, that is just a dinner. What about the freedom of our own legislators? This has got nothing to do with all the trivial things that we are talking about. It's about the fundamentals of our country. Something is wrong that we are getting to a point like that. First and foremost, you need to appreciate this reality.
Now, Mukoma Tichi.
Sorry, I just wanted to make a point there.
Okay, go ahead.
The executive, the judiciary, and the legislature are the three pillars of state. The reason why they are called the three pillars of state means each and every one of them within their autonomous responsibilities have a constitutional obligation to make sure that the other performs according to the legal requirements and responsibilities given to them by the Constitution. So in other words, this is our system of checks and balances. Now if the Ministry of Home Affairs, Police, which is an executive position, starts coming to disrupt or to take part or to partake in the howling out of a legislator in another pillar of the three pillars of state, there is something wrong where another pillar is pretending to be superior to the other pillar. So that means dysfunctionality. Now, if you look at it from a different perspective altogether, you will see that the police are not supposed to be in the legislature in that manner. It doesn't matter what disruptions are happening there, even if MPs kick each other. When Bennett beat up those ministers, he was held before Parliament and dealt with according to the rules and regulations. That's how it should be. The enthusiasm that the police were showing in dragging that person out goes back to the question that, let's say it was a definite violation. If it was a ZANU-PF MP, would they have been dragging him like that? So there is an element there of abuse of executive power by those that control the police. The Speaker of Parliament, instead of being neutral when it comes to the House issues, has shown partisanship in Parliament. This is the fundamental bit. It's not about actual incident itself, it's about the bias of those that were involved, the police and the Speaker ordering that person be dragged out kicking and screaming. Says a lot, because that person wasn't being violent to anyone. So if there was anything, they could have penalized them, docked them, their allowances, or whatever they do. There was no need for all that fracas and all that beating up and dragging of the person. There was no need. But what he succeeded in doing is to highlight the dysfunctionality. If you look at it, MPs of the opposition have actually been intimidated by that act. It means that any one of them who wanted to protest in Parliament, as Priscilla Misera went to
We have listened to better music. We have seen better things. We've been to it all. Zimnet Radio all the way.
There's every right to go to Parliament, the outside place for these MPs to go and exhibit whatever they have, or protest, or say whatever they want to say, because that is the place, the only place they are completely protected and totally immune to arrest or prosecution. You can't be arrested in the House of Assembly. That's what's wrong. It's the fundamentals that are wrong right there.
So, ndikakuenda kuna Sekuru watibata. Thank you so much, Sekuru. But I'm going to teach a very quick one. What would you say to my dear friend here, Mkoma Wilbert, who is arguing that really he should have known that he was going to be kicked out, and when he was asked to get out of Parliament, he should have walked, because there are better issues to deal with out there than fighting over a petty thing like that?
I have great respect for Mkoma Wilbert's opinions, but I will have to beg to differ on that one, because the simple point is, what are the big issues? The 15 billion, you're not going to get it back. What are the big issues? The corruption, you're not going to get rid of it. What are the big issues? The lack of medicine in hospital, you're not going to get it out of there in the debates, because the simple truth of the matter, the government is broke. Everyone knows that. So everyone is more concerned about highlighting the failures of this government in terms of fundamental freedoms and fundamental functionality of state institutions. And I think that is a priority. Once we have functional state institutions, then everything else will follow suit. Accountability comes through. And here is the situation where this person has made a clear demonstration that nothing is functioning. So all these big issues cannot be attended to when the fundamentals are not functioning. It is the same thing to do with the economic policies of this government. No country on earth has bond notes as currency. No country on earth. We are all waiting whether they will violate the Reserve Bank legislation. But the moment they use those bond notes as currency, they are reduced to bearer checks. Because bearer checks are currency, and the Reserve Bank was allowed to print them in terms of the enabling legislation. So if they start printing bond notes, that means then that they are bringing back bearer checks. In those circumstances, you can see that it's a country that is running itself outside the fundamentals, rules and regulations that safeguard us all. That's why we talk about constitutionalism and institutionalism. When the institutions of state are this dysfunctional, everything else falls by the wayside. The priority for opposition is to bring things back to functionality, to the fundamental functionality, the predictability, the accountability that everyone is obliged to observe. And if that is not being done, there's no other priority other than to get that done first.
Alright, okay. Imombe yakuda mforo inofana kuti dzoserwe mforo before gejo risati radzikiswa pasi. Right, okay. Kune vari kundinyorera kuno kukwanziko maybe Machingauta was just exercising his right as a patriot. He should not first check if it is okay with ZANU-PF. he doesn't owe them any explanation by wearing that blazer that he was wearing. But anyhow, regarding today, so we'll be back after
Know about your business. Advertise with Zimnet Radio. Email marketing@zimnetradio.com.
Zvisinei kuri kuBirmingham uko, a very good evening to you.
Good evening, muzukuru wangu makwira sei kuvateereri veZimnet main radio tichidai kusangana.
Sekuru munotipa manyemwe man. Sekuru, it's good to have you here. We've got this issue. Your legislature was hauled out yesterday. What happened to Costa yesterday?
This bashi was a very simple thing. It's a protest in Parliament. In Parliament, that's the ultimate place for freedom of expression. So the ultimate place for freedom of expression. If you can't express yourself in Parliament, then there's something wrong with our democracy. As far as I'm concerned, the speaker, the acting speaker, we can't call her the speaker because she was acting. The acting speaker was completely out of order. The police completely out of order. Because in that chamber, whatever they want to do, the only person who can eject people from that chamber is the sergeant in arms.
Right.
Not the police. There is a person there who is called the sergeant in arms who watches all the proceedings. And he is a commissioned police officer, very senior police officer. He is the only one with the right to eject anyone on the orders of the speaker. He doesn't have to seek reinforcement because that house is sacrosanct. No arrest can be made in that chamber.
So police were out of order here.
Completely out of order. Whoever gave them those orders, they were null and void. And they can actually be sued in their individual capacity because they are trained to respect that house.
Sekuru, would you sympathize with my brother here, Wilbert, who is saying that actually we've got better issues? This legislature should have known that we've got better issues to worry about in Parliament rather than wearing a bachelor or kuziwa kuti actually ZANU-PF don't want to see it. Why provoke ZANU-PF?
No, you see, really better when I will better. There are personal things to him, but it's better to the nation. They include everything that is good for everybody, and one thing that is good for everybody is the expression of our misgivings openly and freely in Parliament. There's nothing better than that. Because if Parliament cannot represent us in open and free speech, then there is nothing that is better than that to a lot of people. But to Wilbert, the expression, the freedom of expression is not oblivious to him. He doesn't seem to understand that a violation of the Constitution has taken place there. And when a violation of the Constitution takes place, these are critical issues. This honorable member of Parliament is with the people, was acting for the people, and he was articulating public sentiment in his constituency. The people don't want the government to ban the flag. The use of the flag should not be banned or restricted by virtue of the threat of law. So this particular astute member of Parliament was sending this message to government. And government should actually sit down with him and say, why are you doing this? Not to eject him with police officer and force and brutal force, which is at an illegal place, ill-timed, and stupid in every respect of it. So Wilbert, I respect Wilbert a lot, but his things, the things that are important to you, are maybe not very important to a lot of other people. Because
Right.
the most important fundamental is that we are allowed to express ourselves freely. And if Parliament cannot do it, then we can as well laugh it off.
We can as well call it a day. Anyway, Sakuru, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I might come back to you in a minute. But ndoda kunzwa kuna Tete Mashoko. Tete Mashoko maswera sei kwenyu ku America.
Tiripo zvedu tamboswera nacho chantu makadiwo imi.
Aiwa tinofara chose magadzirira ere kundovhota. Are you able to vote there?
Bodo, unless tangodawo zvechitsotsi zvatajairira bodo hatisati takubvumirwa zvedu.
Ndakanzwa kuti muri kukampenira Trump ikoko, is that true?
Trump, I reserve my comment.
Oh, okay. All right. Tete Mashoko, we've got some very important issue we've got here tonight. Ndinoti mundu udzowo kuti mimi makamira papi, what's your take on this issue? You saw what happened in Parliament yesterday. Non-issue to you?
Non-issue. I wasn't going to phone until that comment was made. Non-issue. Let's start from the beginning. I want to rehash what was said by Sekuru Wangu because he seemed to sum it up so well. So I'll add on top of that. Let's start. Flag no belong kunani chairo chairo. Is it ZANU? Is it kuti the state? Who does the flag? Do not belong to who? Who really owns and claims ownership of flag? Can I see ZANU PF? That means as citizens, the only time you can be charged for doing anything to the flag is if you burn it or destroy it. If it is not burnt, it's not deframed in any way, manner, shape, or form, you are allowed to use it. I'll go a step further. Flag ndosaka richiswa pama tracksuits. Kune vaya vanoenda kuma Olympics. Flag ndosaka richitorwa richiswa pama pin ema statesmen. Ekuti it's a symbol of who you are as a person. When any government takes steps to criminalize something that is so sacred to not only its citizens, but it forces, and they say, hang on. Because you see, so atiskuda kuti message ya muri kutipa reminding us kuti we are vana vevu. And you think kuti, because then you turn around and you are offending us. We are going to suppress that voice even more. Then definition ya dictatorship ya extreme haifite republic. Nekuti, if you are suppressing a right as a citizen, yekuba proud of your flag, then the same way, why should people be really surprised kuti vanhu vari kudisappear? Why should you be surprised? That is even another side thing. Inini, I'm talking of the not bread and butter issues of Vanu, but the human rights, clean water, food, decent schools, decent clothing. You know, where Hunu, going back to the very fabric of Hunu, where you have sympathy, empathy for your fellow citizens, Hunu, where Okuti is my chef, is my chief, ndo vari ma custodians ehunu, and that was very deliberate. Ndo vaiona kuti nyangwe makore maguta vaichengeta, voona kuti vaive vanoshayiwa nerera, vakafirwa nevarume, they had chikafu. then we turn around toenda kune iye zvino zviri kuitwa nenharadada idzi dzeZANU-PF idzi. Nharadada munoziva kuti when you look at ZANU-PF isu takarerwa pachishona chaipo nepachindevere gona mix both. Ndo vanhu vanonzi vakashaya vakasikira kubvira nhova, vanhu vakanyatsorayira hunhu chaiwo kuti chii chinonzi kuva munhu wakagara mungava muraini, kuchengetedza hunhu, sacredness of hunhu, kuti isu hatisvike lower than this. Munoziva kuti pane mumwe musha yainzi kupemha chaiko zvonzi haibodo kuti vasapemhe chipoteni chivatora vouya vosakura. That was making sure they maintained people's dignity. Nasi, most of the people vachiri kusupporta ZANU-PF enjoying the cradle of democracy and choosing to turn a blind eye to what is right because ivo vari kudya vachiguta.
Okay, all right. Teto Mashoko, thank you so much. Kwanziko wane nzeve dzekunzwa vanenge vakateerera. Regai ndimbonzwawo kuna Vamoyo. Vamoyo, I must apologize to you last week. It was beyond my control. I tried in vain to get your call, but my lines akanga asikutora munhu wese angofuna nelandline kana kuti nemobile chete yanga isikutoda. I could only take vanga vari kushandisa Skype. But anyhow, I'm glad that you've got us today. Vamoyo, a good morning to you then. Tinofara chose kuri seiko kunobvira. Now, okay. Chief Sose.
Yeah.
Tirikunzwa a lot of feedback and noise from there. I don't know what I can do.
Okay.
Anything that you do there mkomaga inenge out of broadcaster kuno and it interferes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Right. Vamoyo. Sorry. Vamoyo.
I thought he was putting petrol.
Okay. Vamoyo, on a serious note here, you saw the chaos that happened in Parliament yesterday. You know, what's your take on it, if I may ask you, Mukoma?
Yes, it is quite important to note that such things do happen. And it is quite telling that, yes, you say there was chaos there. But it appears chaos has been the order of the day for other people for quite a long time now. When they go in the street and they are dancing, they throw stones. It's chaos really. I don't think democracy is going to be chaos here in Amcom.
Right. Vamoyo.
Oh, but people,
okay. No, Vamoyo, regai tiende musemugwara. Ngatiregei kutaura zvakaitika kudhara. I just want to hear your thoughts on what happened yesterday in Parliament. Do you think kuti inyaya yatinokwanisa kunge tichidiscussa pano here kana kuti it's a small issue, or do you blame that legislature akaenda akapfeka blazer nemacolors eZimbabwe, or you blame what the police had done? Ndo zvandikuda kungonzwa nezvazvo chete today.
Yeah, in fact, what I'm looking at here is I don't really think that people can sit down, the nation can sit down and discuss the badge, discuss the blazer. That it is Zimbabwean colors. We all know what Zimbabwean colors is, or slate being used to, or it's has been used before. So, I mean, for people to sit down and discuss it in the Africa blazer, surely like what Nkoma Wilbert was saying, surely there are more important businesses, I mean, to talk about, instead of discussing badge, instead of discussing. Okay, there are Bunus Parliament, so what? Cannot become Parliament because they play. So what? Anyway, I mean, it's an issue that is to me so petty that people cannot really stop and talk many batch. There are no things to talk about. And we usually to give examples of things to talk about.
Okay, all right. No, regaindi kumisei ipapo wamoyo, right? So imimi mukoma muri kutaura kuti are you blaming munhu akaenda akapfeka bhachi iri ku parliament or not? I want an answer for that.
Vese
kana muchiti vese muri kureva kuti chii? Kana muchiti vese muri kureva munhu upi?
iye webhachi nemapurisa acho zvese.
Oh, okay. Saka webhachi uyu angadai asina kuenda akapfeka bhachi kuparliament?
handiti yega akabviswa musaka webhachi rake. Vanhu vese vanga vati mabhachi vakazvigarira.
Ndoda vamoya, ndoda kusvika paanswer. Imi muri kunitaura kuti this guy was wrong to wear this bhachi kuenda naye kuparliament. I want a yes or no there. Ndozoenda kune vanhu vakada kumudzinga.
Yes, it was wrong.
It was wrong. Why was it wrong?
Yeah. Because we know what the flag is, or flag to be used for.
Okay.
It is no longer a symbol of nationalism, but it's a symbol of mischief now.
Oh, okay, it's a mischief. Okay, thank you so much for that. Saka vanhu vakada kumudzinga awa, you are blaming them as well. Wakati ngaabude.
Yes, because they were also becoming petty like him. He was very petty to begin with. And then they decided, in fact, they said never argue with a fool.
So why did they do that? Why did they argue with a fool?
Level.
Yeah, but then why did
he bring you down to his level and beat you with experience there at his level? The joining him, his clowning, it was not on, it was not okay.
Okay, Aywa, Wamoyo, I think we have had the jigsaw. We got the jigsaw that this guy should have never wear that blazer because the flag here Zimbabwe now it's a symbol of wano arikungopenga zvisina basa rese, and also vanhu vacho vakazomudzinga vachiwawa mapurisa aya, they are nonsense as well. Really, they shouldn't have done that.
DJ, can I just add a point?
Sorry?
They allowed him to sit.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. No, Mkoma Wubet, I'm coming to you. Sally?
Yes, DJ Sodza.
Yes, Sally, have you got anything to add or subtract on what other speakers have been saying?
No, I agree with Titch and Sekuru. I mean, seriously, what great big problem are you going to solve in Parliament? There's no money. It doesn't matter what they do, they're still not going to be able to fix Parliament, okay? All right? Corruption.
Sally, be careful with that. Be careful with that Parliment word.
I know. I was... You know what happened? I think about saying it. And then when I say it, it comes out wrong. When I just say it without thinking, it works. But anyway, I mean, you're not going to 2 million jobs, okay, or however many million jobs they promise. You're not going to solve that because there isn't money, and they are fighting amongst each other, okay. So seriously, you're not going to get anything done in Parliament, okay? And as far as I'm concerned, that guy had all the right to wear what he did, okay? He wasn't defaming the flag, he wasn't destroying the flag, he wasn't doing anything. He was just wearing a jacket with the flag on it.
Okay. Okay.
And so what?
Yeah, so what? Okay, Sally, thank you so much. Baba Dikondo, it looks like you've got something very important to tell us there. Good evening to you.
Good evening. Why important, DJ?
No, because normally munotanga undinyorera kuseri, but nasi you've called straight away, so ndikutonzwa kuti ndikutobvunda kuno kuti maybe there's something that I've said that is not acceptable.
Oh, no, you are doing very well, sir.
Okay.
No problem at all. I just want to contribute to this debate.
You want to comment on this Bachi situation that we found yesterday, people fighting and dragging and police involved?
Yes. You see, you see, Zimbabweans should respect the parliament, you see.
Okay.
When you are voted to be a member of parliament, it's a very serious responsibility. If you are trying to play, Timina Bonzo in the parliament, and you get the consequences, surely. You can't be a caricature in the parliament. If you go to work wearing that Zim jacket, surely, you definitely not get it because of, unsuitable dressing. So whilst he was trying to test the system or testing the waters, I think the MP went too far.
And it was well within the police to come and uplift him from that?
No, that's wrong. That one is wrong. I think the police were also caught asleep. They actually showed a lot of ignorance. No one is supposed to be arrested in parliament. They are protected by that, by the parliament. So the police, yes, they were on the wrong side of the law. But I'm simply saying our legislator, actually coming from the opposition, we have got a lot of key issues to discuss. If he wanted to protest, that was going to be good. But he should have had a spare jacket then. Just remove it. The message got there, that's fine. Then he should just remove it and wear it properly, and then the debate goes on.
When you say wear when you say wear properly, I'm told that the dress code there is smart, with a bachelor and a suit and a tie, which he obliged. The only problem here is the color of the clothing. Surely that can't be a problem.
DJ, let us not try to be complicated. For things that are really clear. Okay. Did you see the video? Did you see that jacket? And call someone smart with that. I think the guy has just run out of ideas, or is watching a lot of parliament where there are problems and chaos. In Zimbabwe, we don't have time for that. We don't have time for that. We have time to work hard. These are the people that these are the things that should be discussed, instead of someone deciding to come and cause unnecessary problems and to get unnecessary attention like what we are giving to him right now.
Oh, okay.
He's a juvenile, that man.
Oh, okay.
Ibashire trousers when it comes to a suit, I think.
No,
anga ine jacket chete.
Saka Baba Dikondo is right. In Parliament, I'm looking at the majority. Getting serious business.
Spend more time here in constituency. Instead of having constituent surgeries, so it's a batch reflect the Zimbabwe who's in parliament. That protest in street, man.
All right. Okay. Okay, guys.
The difference between parliament and the street.
Okay. Okay.
You have one problems with.
All right, Baba Dikondo, please hold on. Mukanya. I guess. Mukanya, can you hear me? I think Mukanya is in Donald Trump's flight. They're going to campaign in somewhere there.
I can contribute on behalf if you want.
No, but I'm about to go. Mkoma Wilbert.
Yes, sir.
Mkoma Wilbert, sorry.
To correct some point there.
Yes.
My point was not that he is not allowed to protest. It is important that he should protest. He brings up an important issue that he wants as a member of parliament by protesting. But the point was that the jacket was meant to be a protest. And in this particular case, even if he thought he should be allowed to sit in parliament, if the parliament, if the Speaker of the House says to you, no, you are not properly dressed, he can protest, and if he says, no, you are not properly dressed, you should get out. The point is he should get out. And I think the point must be made here that the police, in this particular instance, my understanding of it was not that somebody in the police decided who was going to be allowed in parliament. It was at the invitation of whoever is responsible for security
We
in
have listened
Parliament,
to better
that the
music. We
police
have
came
seen
in.
better things.
And
We've been to
yes,
it all.
maybe
Zimnet
they
Radio
use
all the way.
excessive force. And maybe the MDC people also try to resist being to make it here is that once you've made your protest, you've got to realize that if you are being told to leave, I think you should leave. I agree with what Sally is saying, that yes, there's no money, there is corruption, and we're not going to stop it. But the point of electing members of parliament is that they should solve national issues. Whether they are able to do it as MDC, they are part of their responsibility is to bring up those issues. You know, we cannot turn around and say, well, ZANU-PF is incompetently run, and therefore then we're not going to bring up any important issues. As an opposition, your position is to bring up those issues and to emphasize them. And I think that is what the MDC members of parliament should be doing. You know, and I don't agree with Sekuru's point of view that I'm only I bring up issues that concerns me. That doesn't concern me or an individual. When you're talking of the people are dying in Parenya because there are no drugs, that doesn't concern one individual. That
mazvinzwa zvazviri kutaurwa nana baba vadzikondo nana wamoyo nana mukoma wilbert. Do you sympathize with them saying that really this guy should have known better? You know, there is place and time to go and do what he did?
Not at all, because I am surprised with one kana vataura china vaone kuti zvimwe zvavanotaura kunoita boomerang kwavari. Because as people are better placed to know what democracy is. The way they are talking, varitotaura iwo semudikirisi vanhu vasati vamboziva kuti chichonzi democracy. Kana munhu achiti you should know better, unenge uchiti you should know better what?
Ameno kasekuru hanzi you should know better kuti ZANU-PF haisi kudaba zvemaflag izvi.
Exactly, that's what you are saying. You know, suppress a democracy, so they should not do anything to protest.
Saka why do it? Why do it? You uchizwa kuti the bosses don't want you to do it.
You see, this is the problem. An MP is not does not represent the boss. The boss that the MP represents is the electorate. So, executive must be held to account by the people, right? And the representative of the people to the executive is the MP. So when an MP protests in the manner that our legislator did, don't blame the messenger, blame the people. The people are saying, why are we being told that you can't be proud of your own flag and use it? Now, I heard zvitaurwa nevanhu vakuru varume vakuru vachivhunza zvesu muparliament vachiti bachiro rarine trouser rakadaro, and they were serious about debating this issue. But the issue was that it was not about the suit. The issue was it was a protest. The executive. Now, zvinhu zvachitaurwa nevanhu vakuru, varume vakuru vakadzidza vamadhokta vana dhokta ndikira veCIO. You get surprised with how do they then blame MP if they are thinking like that?
Kuti ungabvunza kuti munhu anga akapfeka trouser rakaita sei?
Isutwe. You don't understand. You see, the thing is, the maturity of our politics depends on the electorate itself. But kana tine electorate yakaita sezviri panapa zvandiri kuzwa zvinana Batikutu nana Moyesh. I actually big up my legislators because vari kurepresenta pfungwa dzevanhu vavo. Ndo mafungiro evanhu vavo, ndo level yavari. So they should do that continuously. Kusvika vanhu vati zvatichazvidi toda kuti mutibete at a higher level.
Sekuru, are you just defending this legislature because he's affiliated with the MDC, shall I ask?
No, not really. I am defending the principle that he was representing. I'm not defending him.
Okay.
I'm defending the principle he was projecting in Parliament, and he was projecting it at the right place, at the right time, in the right environment. Because if he goes on the streets, they beat him up.
Right. Sekuru, thank you so much. Tina mkoma feel hapo wachangotibata. Mkoma feel maswera seiko ku Scotland.
Kasura maswera.
Muri wapenyu zvenyu muchikurarama.
Tinokutra tinopenyu zvenyu.
Ndari tichazongodzwa kuti wakatsakatika ku Scotland uko tichaziva wakafamba sei.
Aiwa, tiripo.
Aiwa, we thank God kuti still live in kicking Mkoma. What's your take on this? It looks like it's getting messy here.
It's very funny. People once. But if you look at it, it's not an offense to run a flag. You can have pressed.
Yeah, but zviri kunzi nawa moyo, this flag is associated with some silly people who want to overthrow the president.
And yes, so whatever mafungire ZANU is not the constitution. The constitution doesn't say that.
Oh, okay.
It's the difference. So this is becoming the state becomes I think the state. ZANU is the ruling government. It's making the flag an enemy to them. And this guy made Agaganza Bachaki and could be a part of attire. And the Bacha fakers reform Agaganza Bachi Suchaki. But simply because there's a hashtag on the internet against the ruling government and the hashtag in a Zim flag now it becomes an offense in the parliament simply because the head of the majority are ZANU. That's the difference which is there. This thing, that ruling was going under constitution here ZANU, or the thinking here ZANU, not the constitution here Zimbabwe. It's not illegal for you to wear Zim flag. No, it's not.
Saka mkoma film murikutaura kuti dai pasina the bone of the hashtag this flag, this guy would have walked into that parliament with that badge and no eyebrows or raised.
Not at all.
Saka awa kutobvunza kuti anga akapfeka trouser here anga aine chingere.
It's more like kuti munhu wangu tongoti kachingezi flag kuti munhu akadzisa suit yake ine dehwe reshumba but iri suit opinda nayo muparliament as long as ingaofende munhu ane party ne-third majority in the parliament anonzi zviripo ikangoti anything chiri against the ruling vanototsvaka kaclue kekuti kwanzi iri wrong ndozvakaitika chete. Mafungiro eZANU avari kwanzi zviri wrong no ndo mafungiro eZANU because pakaita hashtag yakatwa follow up unless if the parliament yakagara pasi vese parliament including the opposition kuti for the meantime let's put a temporal rule yekuti no Zim flag in the parliament because we waste much of our time by Shimetana over that issue. There was no ruling of that sort. Unless that ruling comes in to say, for the meantime, that means even to my bridge chair to Akufisaka. I think my representative is Zimbabwe, that means the same thing applies. But unless if Parliament comes with a temporal rule to say,
okay,
let's take
Okay, mukoma Phil regai ndoda kuti ndienderere mberi. Saka mukoma Phil zvamuri kutaura izvi kutaura kuti do you sympathize namukoma Wilbert wataura kuti this guy should have known that ZANU-PF do not accept this. They don't want to see anyone associated with this flag, whatever. Now, this guy, should he have known better and not wear it anyway?
No. It's not that he should have known better. It was actually right because I exposed them to ZANU. That's all it is. I expose them. If you do everything, even cheating under the national emblem, as long as you're against Mafunguro ZANU, becomes the enemy of state. So it exposes ZANU.
Okay. Aiwa, thank you so much, Mukoma Phil. Mukanya masura sei kwa America uko makuninzwa here?
Magadiko.
Tiri nani? Ndafunga kuti pamwe maenda nenyika na Trump muchadi kutaura nisi.
Aiwa, Trump ndewedu chaiyo.
I know kuti ndio wenyuka we business.
Ndewe mari svinu.
Mari svinu anofamba ne private Boeing 787 or something.
Ijashaka iya ndoshasha dzedu.
Mukanya makaiona bwanya nheku rakaitika muparliament nezuro. What's your take on that? I'm hearing different views here.
Indonga kuti intandongoda kunzwisa nechekuti what did that guy wanted to accomplish iye weMDC. Chinonetsa ndechekuti you could be right but kune zvimwe zvinhu zvinongotambisa nguva zvisina nebasa rose and you know in advance kuti vanhu havachareacta in this way. Zvaangofanana nezviri kungoitwa zvakasiyana-siyana zvisina maturo zvekuti iwo unoziva kuti vakomana ava ndo matambiro avo iwo ufunga kuti kana vanotaura kuti kana uchinge worwa nembwa wobata riri gono zvoona uchingoti zvokungoti ndaswinya ndadini uyu mukomana uyu handii kuti he was intending to accomplish anything. I don't tambisiro nguva dzake.
Mukanya ndino vanhu vakawanda vari panapa so ndoda kuti nditi gaga. So you are saying kuti this guy should have known better and not wear that blazer.
This is reaction yevakomana kuti haina musoro, so he should have just wasted time. But I wanted to give you another incident. You know the kuti was it 1980 something? Mutasa akadzinga nhingiri shamyarira munhingiri muparamendi nenyaya yeataya iyoyi. Handitazivi kuti gore ripi, but Mutasa akadzinga shamyarira nenyaya iyoyi.
Okay. All right. Okay. Mukanya, thank you. Mukoma no rekend today.
Regandi Mukanya papa Mutasa. Mutasa akadzinga shamyarira muparamendi. Shamyarira akanga apinda asina tai. Shamyarira apinda asina tai ndokudzingwa muparliament ndobva apuwa bhandi nazvo ndobva asunga setai ndobva adzokera muparliament.
Okay, Sekuru, thank you. Chief Sose.
Ini ndikutoshamisika ini nezviri kuitika panapa.
Kwanzira Mukanya, really this guy, it's just showing a bit of childness to do that, knowing that ZANU-PF will not tolerate it. Why do it? What did he achieve? Why do it? Which is what my boss who they are not happy. Do what the boss is what? This is what I'm hearing here.
No, it's disappointing, DJ, that we have Mukanya, Nana Moyo, and Baba Dikondo ganging up against this hardworking MP. In my opinion, this man
we are not ganging up against. Misungotaura kutika. Kana wanga uchiziva kuti varume pandiri kufamba papane nzou ndichangotsikwa anyway. Why would you do that?
Regai vapindure Mukanya, regai vapindure Wasose muri kuzvinzwa. Basically Mukanya vari kuti he should have not done it.
I'm saying he should have done it.
Okay.
Because that is why the people from his area voted him to do. What he was doing is what the voters want him to do. Nobody, no voter, no every Zimbabwean who is in the opposition, they are against that rule that was put by the government that we should not wear the flag, because the flag doesn't belong to Mugabe, it doesn't belong to ZANU-PF, it belongs to the people of Zimbabwe. There is no one who has any constitutional right to ban anyone from wearing the flag. So what the MP was doing is expressing the wishes and the concerns of the people he is representing. Whether it was going to get him in trouble or not, he was doing what he was voted in to do. And it ends there. And it is his constitutional right to do that. It's not about that. It's about defending our rights. Sometimes it's not about defending our rights. We have a right to do that. People have a right to wear the flag, to use the flag in any way they want, as long as they don't deform it. So that is that is the part that he is defending, and he is right by doing that. We need MPs like that.
Okay.
We actually need you.
Okay, Chief. So Batai Makadaro, Mkoma teach Batai Mamoy. Mkoma teach, you haven't said anything for an hour then. Aiwa andiignore vanhu ndende kupa vamwe mukana mukoma tichi taurai tinzwe muri kuzvinzwa apo. It looks like vamwe vakuhwinawa kuti this guy should have known. Iwewe haungandopindi mudziwa rauri kuziva kuti rine makarwe anokudya knowingly. Why did he do it?
Ndiro basa remaparliamentarians amene vari kukana kuti tati it is the most immune place you can't be arrested in, and it is the most appropriate place to go and do that kind of demonstration. And it's what if you allow me to make my input, for America, Havana, a Westminster system, so it does not follow. There's no comparison. We run the Westminster system. When the Prime Minister and the opposition leader are allowed to face each other.
Chibomira bijana. Chinonetsa ndechekudai mukanya kana tichitaura sevanhu vakuru so toda kutaurawo zvekuti mwachitaura mwachiteererawo achitaurawo sezvama muchitaura imimi takateererawo. Loka mukati mwari kutaura movharira, akati achitaura movharira, memuda kuti chidii.
Alright, mukoma tichi enderai mberi.
Point yangu ndekuti muno education same thing Australia, Canada, where they run my Westminster system. If you want to make any comparison, that's where you need to make comparison. Prime Minister anotomira up, opposition leader omira up, dzotungana kutorwiswa kunzi hezvo izva renyu nhasi tetakatoimirira kana paBBC tikuzoziva kuti nhasi kunenge kuchichiita. Ndiyo system inotori kuZimbabwe, run a Westminster style system. Saka hatidi kutsvaga kunononota kumwe kusiriko nezvatiri kuita. Zvatiri kuita ndezveWestminster. Our members of parliament are allowed to stand up and express themselves on specific issues, even that are not on the order of the paper. Kuda kutotaura zvokuconstituency kwakatotobvumirwa. Kutaura any commentary on national issues affecting citizens vanobvumirwa. And in this case, supporting the citizens' right to protest that had been so overwhelmingly suppressed, including bans. He was absolutely spot on as a major issue.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mkoma Tish. Mkoma Kemesima muri wapenyenyeru. Mkoma Kemesi muri poera. Babangu chirandi. Zvikumbo famba sego. One more, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, what is also sometimes shocking is is when a section of our population think that they are the only ones with rights. Everybody has rights. So if he had the right, it was his right to do that. What if the speaker also says it was his or her right to push him out of parliament? My rights are not party, and my rights in Gianni, and my rights in Gianni. I mean, it is like I said before, it is quite shocking that we become this petty and this childish. We think we can talk about a party and then make it a national issue. I mean, we need to be more serious than this. These guys, if he has anything to express, and I can express using party and a thought and a hate, and that's and I think I'm to serious business. Not to go hospitals and the Parliament is not from a womb. It was serious business.
Just say
what you were saying, one time you were saying, that person has done this flag. They are take a jacket haki, as a family. You could never have this flag, you could never own it. You have never owned it before. No one has ever worn a jacket flag before. That is never happened. So, I mean, it is clear what he is doing is linked to yes. And then just one final thing that I wanted to say, Mkoma, I never said no, the flag was now trying to use it to remove president. I never said that. It's not at all. What I think is different from what you ended up saying. So, I think you were speaking on my behalf, but not what I say.
Okay.
That's not what I say.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Mkoma Chemist muripo ira.
Makadize.
Batai makadaro. Pindurai teams Mkoma teach.
There are two things that are there. Mkoma moyo vane expressa zvavo pfungwa dzavo. The truth of the matter and the attitude kuti is not about that particular jacket. It's about the loss of freedom we have. Yes. It's fundamental. It's the loss of freedom. The ability to express ourselves freely as citizens. That's why we have Vakomaneta Jamuka, Vakomaneta Display, and all sorts of other civil activists demonstrating against the loss of freedom. But even a student at university raised their placard to protest because the space for that has been taken away. We can't freely express ourselves. And if a legislator takes it upon themselves to act on that, it's not about this batch. It's about the whole essence. We don't have the freedom of express ourselves in any form or manner. More important, this business of Mkoma trying to say it's a small issue, couldn't have major issues. I want to challenge him right now to tell us the major issue in the Inondichi.
Right.
Okay. I think DJ. Can I respond to teach?
No. Batai makadaro babati kondo. Batai makadaro moyo. I know you want to challenge one another there, but tudaunzwa kuna Mkoma Chemist. Mkoma Chemist muchukuru rama zvenyu. We thank God kuti muri wapenyu Mkoma uno kuti maroera acha amaita aya. Ndachangudzwa kuti amene mu Essex umokangotsakatika after Brexit.
Aiwa tikudakirwa tiri takaterera zvene tiri kuseri mupfugeti.
Kana kuti makaenda ne Brexit.
Aiwa nhasi mazondikwenya kungoedza kumbotamba nevana chete.
Mukoma inini musoro wangu wakutema panapa. As this legislature should have known better. He should have never wore that jacket. Wamwe wakati it is rights. Wamwe wakati what is rights? Rights ye one what about mapurisa ane right yekusunga munhu. Zvino ndashaya kuti zvakamira pe. Can you shed the light Mkoma Chemist? What's your take on this?
The best I can do is contribute. Ndichitira kuti sometimes kumboedza kutarisa zvinoita vamwe zvinondibatsira dzimwe nguva dzakawanda. Patatanga nyaya yemabhachi ndafunga opposition yakata iri kuSouth Africa nana Julius Malema vanoenda nemahovhros muparliament. just kuti dress code ndangofunda if the thing is about dress code, ana Julius Mandrelema, I don't know how they justified it, I don't know how it works with South Africa, but the bottom line is vanopinda muparliament voita mapoints avo vakapfeka mahovhros, and chavanodzingirwa point avanenge achikanda taura kuti where is the money, for example kuna Zuma tikuda kunzwa kuti wakaisa kupi mari, but vanoshandisa, they make their moments in parliament count. Now I wanted to ask myself and be satisfied that by just wearing that flag alone, and I'm hearing the conversation in the conference, kuti some people are saying kuti he made his point count, and I wonder kuti vanoti chinenya iyoyo ini ndakangofunga kuti dai ndaikwanisa kupinda muparliament ndoita member of parliament, one of the things I would try to navigate around is to maximize my time in there to make my point. It felt to me from the clips that I saw that MP's time in parliament was curtailed by his dress, but not by necessarily the points that I felt he managed to make. Maybe the points were not covered, and if he did make the point, so be it. Or if the purpose was to cause conversation that we're doing, maybe he did make his point. My question specifically about Zimbabwe, kana tukutaura nyaya kuti usapfeka sutu ina maflag, hapana vakamboda kupinda muningiri muparliament nendembe here dzatakakura nadzo idzi. And what happened then? Vakadzingwawo here vachinzi hamuna kupfeka perekadhino here unopfeka nemama vakawanda. You know, that kind of conversation. Saka kuti ndinyatsopindura chacho kuti pandimire chaipeka, it has to be aligned nenyaya yekuti it felt to me, and unless somebody challenges otherwise and gives me hopefully more up-to-date information, did he make a bigger point than to be dragged and carted off and for us to talk outside of parliament? Can I remember parliament hafanonga akaramba wana maprotestiro here anoti arambe arimo imomo and still make his point?
Sekuru, can you answer that?
Exactly. I think my points are one of former chemist and Mutinimira Vijay. But you see, to make a point that doesn't necessarily mean you know a point. The point can be made by a person who is very far away. They have a ripple effects. The idea was to bring to the attention of Parliament that is that some protest. As is it democracy. Democracy no cheap. To express a feel. And now we are highlighting this issue. A fundamentally important issue. And freedom of speech is a fundamentally important issue. But you are putting Bachi is not an important issue. Because they are looking at the Bachi as a Bachi. No. The Bachi is a symbol of an underlying issue, major issue. So as long as we miss that point, I think he made this point that he was more impactful outside at Zimbabwe. Freedom of speeches than if he had gone in there, they removed this batch, the impact would not be the same.
Right. Papa Tikondo, would you like to argue on the side Yekuti? Papa Tikondo, would you like to argue on the side Yekuti? He didn't make any impact there, maybe?
I think that's what I've been saying from the beginning.
Yeah, but can you explain a bit further?
Yes, I was saying, what was the point? What was the agenda? You see, what was the agenda? The agenda was to try to say, okay, we need our rights to protest, our freedom to do whatever we want to do. Well, that's fine. But why did he then continue to argue to the extent that he even refused to go out of the parliament? So that is what caused all this commotion. If I was in his shoes, I could have brought in a spare jacket or something like that and embarrass the system. And then the business of the house continues in my presence as well. That way I'll be actually expressing my views as a parliamentarian rather than getting in, kicked out, and by the end of the day, you lose that time.
Sekuru, what's your take on that? Baba Kondo is kind of saying that this Bachi, Pakanzi Chipvisa, he should have obliged.
A politician must not acquiesce to the whims of the executive, which is the abuse. By removing, if we had the second Bachi, it would have that he was not serious about what he was doing. It means he was joking. He had to make the point, and the point had to be made. The executive should have given in and said, no, we are wrong, we are not following our constitution here.
The guy should be left in.
As long as they violate the constitution, yes, for as long as the executive go to the excess of chucking him out of, violently ejecting him out of parliament, it drives home the point that this regime doesn't respect the constitution, doesn't respect freedom of expression, doesn't respect its own legislators, elected members of parliament. Even when they are protected by the people.
Okay.
Hello, DJ.
Yes.
I have been trying to be very noble and a bit civil, but I think now I have lost it. I'm sorry to say this. You see, the issue here is we have got an opposition without an agenda. They've run out of ideas. This is why even the other female MP was now crying about the police, whatever. Do you see where I'm coming from? I don't think MDC are in that parliament with a broader political agenda to move Zimbabwe forward. This is where the problem is. You can't talk about freedom. Some of the people here who have given time, they've been saying, oh, there is nothing that can be changed in parliament. So why are they members of parliament? They can't change anything.
Can I stop you?
Parliament is
yeah.
Sorry, I heard you. Can you allow me? No, can you allow me? No. Can you allow me? I heard you lecturing about ZANU-PF, etc., etc. No,
I wasn't lecturing anyone.
No.
The fact that you are even making fun of a woman who cried because akabatwa. No, Baba Dikondo. You know what? Tese tine rights. Mira, just 2 minutes and I'll let you go. Rights. Ekutaura zva. Tinoda. Imimi mataura mapoints enyu. But then we should also have patino mirira. You can't make fun of abuse. Yemunu mukadzi wemunu, a parliamentarian for that matter. Motanga kuti, you know what, you should have known better, and just being dismissive and as you know nothing happened. But you know what? One thing I hope Zimbabweans were brainwashed and listening carefully to is to fight even harder. The more people are siding with ZANU-PF, defending abuse here ZANU-PF, and even to the extent you insult our ads. No, Mr. Dikondo. People have the right to demonstrate, to say enough is enough. We are entitled to be treated with respect and dignity. They have that right. And that should never be taken from anybody.
Okay, Teto Mashoko. About Kondo, really, Zanzi, you cannot say kuti mukadzi uya akanga ari kuchema, maybe akanga abatwa. You can't say kuti it was a joke there.
No, I didn't say it's a joke. I'm simply saying, if you look at the way the MDC has been since 2000, when they got into that parliament, right? They've caused a lot of suffering in Zimbabwe because they don't have an agenda. One time they are doing this, while Strangra is playing golf there. You see? And then by the end of the day, when people are trying when people are trying to push the Zimbabwean agenda, we are labeled ZANU-PF.
Okay.
Zimbabwe is very important. Zimbabwe is bleeding right now. And yet we have got someone coming from Budi Road there wearing a Zim flag whatsoever. I mean, is this the right occasion? Don't we run out of issues to discuss? We don't have water in Harare. We have got everything there.
That is an issue.
Emotional.
Papa Tikondo, Patai Makadaro. Sally, you want to say something?
Look, there is no law in Zimbabwe that says that he can't wear a flag jacket, okay, to Parliament. He was within his right to do what he did. He did nothing wrong, okay? All he did was show up just how dictatorial ZANU-PF is, okay? I mean, it was absolutely pathetic to watch it. There was no need for what was done. There was no need for him to be sent out. He wasn't standing dancing and with things flying out his hair and throwing up bags of glitter and stuff like that. No, he was sitting there with a jacket on that happened to be in the colors of Zimbabwe flag. Oh, wow. What a sin. Okay. My problem is seeing that lady crying there, okay? That was the lowest moment of it all. To think that the police can come into Parliament and hurt people, and a woman that's old enough to be their mother or their grandmother? No, sorry. They've lost the plot.
Okay.
I perfectly understand where Sally and these other guys are coming from. But the people, the question we are asking, and I certainly feel very bad about what happened to that woman. And if it was my sister or my mother, I wouldn't like that. But the question wakaenda nebhachi rake padare rakasingabvumirwe.
Ndiani akati aribvumirwa?
Nevari kutonga ka.
Is that in the constitution?
Makodzero anawo tiri kuti nevari kutonga. It is his constitutional right, we understand. But as far as we know, Zimbabwe, hakuna ma-constitutional rights. They are there on paper. You can go to court and argue them. That is still very perfect. But is this the only thing the opposition can do and feel that doing great to their own people?
No.
Oh my goodness.
It's not the only thing. You tell me, okay? You tell me now. Exactly what were they going to do in Parliament that was going to make everybody's life better that day, that they haven't been able to do for the last how many hundreds of years?
That's a very good question, Sally. That's a very good question, Sally.
Here's the answer. Bringing his flag, did it help anything?
Yes.
What did
it showed that the constitutional rights do not exist for anybody that is not part of the chosen few.
Is this news? Is this news?
Listen, nobody has challenged anything like that in Parliament. Okay?
No, it's news.
Yes, it is.
Guys, let's be serious.
Yes, it's because
we have listened to better music. We have seen better things. We've been to it all. Zimnet Radio, all the way.
It happened in the heart of Parliament.
Right. Okay. Chief, so you want to say something?
Yes. I mean, I want to make one point clear to Mavamoyo, Baba Dikondo, and Mkanya. This man did not break any part of our constitution. This man did not break any part of the Parliament's rules. If he did, I want one of them to tell us what rule, what constitution part did he break. And
yes,
it's pathetic. Let me finish. And I can tell you, this is what got us where we are today. That the government, ZANU-PF, infringes on our rights. And then we don't do anything about it. And then we come on radio, we have people trying to defend the indefendable. This issue is not about the bachi. It's not about the jacket. It is about our constitutional right to express ourselves. It is about our right to have freedom of expression, of our rights. It's about what is what is enshrined in the Constitution, that we are free to express ourselves. We can wear whatever we want as long as we are conforming with the rules of where we are. And this is what the man did. And it wasn't about that only. He was representing what the people of Budiriro are feeling. They might even have discussed it, So he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's doing what he was voted to do. Big issues. What big issues are you talking about that are bigger than our freedom to express ourselves?
Okay. Mukanya katai regai vamoyo vambopindura. Vamoyo pindura.
Yeah, if this guy's rights were infringed upon, the best place to settle the matter is not to jump on the highest mountain and shout from there. He goes to court. This is where the issues are supposed to be settled. Such issues, if there was any violation. And it is quite laughable.
Before you go further,
let him speak.
Parliament is court here.
Yes, is court.
Ice court.
All right. Yeah, ice court.
All right.
Yeah. It is quite hypocritical, pathetically so, when people come here and say, no, we are allowed to express our opinions, and people should be allowed to express. And yet there's yet problems with me. And I've never insulted anybody, although I have received insults. I've never threatened anybody, although I have been threatened here on radio for expressing my own opinion without telling anybody what to think. And these people cannot allow it. And in fact, they pretend that somehow, they should have all the rights to be allowed to do vacation. What a shame. And Baba Dikondo, in fact, Baba Dikondo, he was unnecessarily diplomatic when he said the opposition has no agenda. He was being diplomatic. To be blunt and straightforward, to be straight to the point, there is no opposition in Zimbabwe. Kunema activists. This is all we have. Dr. Alaka take a bite.
That's insulting. That's
insulting. Instead of them going to Parliament,
So, okay, hold on a minute. Sorry, Vamoyo, I know kuti munochinja nyaya, but I'm intrigued kuti muti hakuna opposition. Saka all those MPs that are nani ZANU-PF ku Zimbabwe, they are all independent.
No, why this? Those are near.
No. Hang on a minute. Hang on, Wamoyo. For someone to be an MP, for someone to be elected as an MP, my shallow politics here tells me, Kuti, it's either you've got a political party that you're affiliated with, or you're an independent. Are you telling me all ZANU-PF MPs in Parliament are independent? If you're saying there is no opposition party, I just want a straight answer there. They are all independent.
Yes, they are all independent, and others belonging to particular groups of activists.
Oh, okay.
It's just a gathering of activists, but they are just as good as independent. But what is the difference between an MDC MP and an independent MP? What's the difference? You come and tell me the difference here.
I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. What?
What is the difference between an MDC MP and an independent MP?
What impact have they had in that parliament apart from making unnecessary noise and whatsoever?
Yeah.
You guys are great people.
You are enemies of the state. Those people are actually enemies of the state.
You are insulting people of Zimbabwe.
Bvunzaise
ndakandauza kuti vamoyo
We have listened to better music. We have seen better things. We've been to it all. Zimnet Radio all the way.
akaiswa kugerenani
Parliament.
ichizviti chii?
Iri Parliament. Akaendesa neParliament. Iri Parliament. So what?
Aiwa, kune parliament inotuma vanhu kujeri here. Handi makosi ndio muri kuti anoita mabhiti.
But Sekuru in the
what are you trying to say?
About Kondo Chibomira Udaidza. Because we don't want people who mislead other people.
You are not misleading anyone, Sekuru.
I'm
expressing my opinion. That is my opinion. I'm not misleading anyone. No one should in fact, if you say mislead, you are trying to say I'm leading some people. I'm not leading anybody. It's only me and myself. So I speak for myself. I'm not leading anyone. So whom am I misleading?
Of course, the problem you have got is you think you are talking in a vacuum. You are not. You are talking to an audience. You are not swaying my opinions in. So if you don't know that, if I pan over radio, because
I know, that's people are being wrong.
No, I can't know
I'm being brutally if you don't know this, I'm going to No, I am saying Dare, court parliament inonzi dare. Wazirwa. Court inonzi dare. So, tine matare ane malevels akasiyana siyana. Saka to say munhu afaniri kuenda parliament nokuti harisi dare is wrong.
So yeah, okay. Now let's get
Let's move on. Let move on.
Let the whole world know about your business. Advertise with Zimnet Radio. Email marketing@zimnetradio.com.
We have listened to better music. We have seen better things. We've been to it all. Zimnet Radio all the way.
Vamos